storage you need close to home. For a free estimate, visit sentinel.ca.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
It has been a jam-packed week of curling here at the Vern Poppenroth Memorial in Rimbey, Alberta. And tonight, on this cool Friday evening, we find ourselves in the B-QUALIFIER game between Team Skrlik and Team Richards at the 2025 Curling Alberta Women's Provincial Championship, presented by Sentinel Storage. My name is Evan Asmussen. I am joined once again by Selena Sturmey, and it is first in action. As team, one of them has the hammer in this first end. Selena, we have this motto, we have this mantra that we're not going to always get it right, but when we get it wrong, we make it right, don't we?
We sure do, Evan.
Tonight's game, of course, features Team Skrlik and Team Richards. Both teams have come off of our last draw, and they found their way with wins into this playoff game, as both of these teams are vying for a spot in the 1-2 page playoff. This qualifying game will get them back up against Team Silvernagel. Let's introduce ourselves to the teams. Throwing the red rocks is Team Richards, skipped by Emma Yarmich. Third, Sophie Ryerchuk. Second, Rachel Jakes. Lead, Amy Wheatcroft. Coach, Jessica Abenson. And they represent the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton. And throwing the yellow stones is Team Skrlik, skipped Kayla Skrlik. Third, Margot Fleming. Second, Ashton Skrlik. Lead, Jerry Lynn Ramsey. Alternate, Crystal Webster, and Coach Shannon Kleibrink. They are representing the Garrison Curling Club in Calgary, Alberta. And so far right now, it is Team Richards sitting 2 rocks in and around the 12-foot. Selena, we have a game of games, and this one is super important, is it not?
It sure is, Evan. I know that we spent a lot of time this afternoon talking about our keys to
was
the
a good
game
throw.
for
Just
each
like
team.
three
So
more
do you
there.
want to bring us through what we've decided?
So our keys for the game here for Team Skrlik is the Early Bird Special. This team has found themselves down early in many of their games. And we typically know that the Early Bird does capture the worm. However, they've been able to battle back. So I wonder how these beginnings of the games are going to go. And of course, it's Margot time. Margot Fleming has been a key player both with her ups
sorry, I didn't
and
get time.
downs.
Okay. It was
And so
10
tonight we
something.
will be looking in at that key matchup between her and Sophie Ryerchuk
Armlet.
to see if that does provide a little bit of advantage for Team Skrlik or not. And for Team Richards, get with the program. They have found themselves in this B qualifier matchup with a little bit of an easier route statistically on paper compared to Team Skrlik, having a nice little roundabout with Team Phillips and Shannon at the beginning of their week. So maybe they're fresh, maybe they're good to go, but they are going to have many hard games ahead of them if they come out of this B qualifier or if they find themselves in the C. And of course, patience pays. For Team Richards, they have been able to score big later on in the game, just like Team Skrlik. But they've been hanging much bigger numbers later on towards the end of the game. So it'll be really interesting to see how both of these teams work through some of their advantages and some of the things that have been hindering them in their losses and found themselves in this game tonight.
Line's good. They're up. Little up. Line's good. T. It's really moving.
Now, Selena, we talked about earlier this game and how important it was not only to get themselves into the 1-2 cage playoff game, but it also provides them an extra life, so to say. Are you surprised by the beginning to this game with this many rocks in play?
Good. 5-2.
Not really. Do you know what? I think each team is trying to accomplish different missions. I think Team Richards is really looking to get 2 here, or force the issue of forcing to 1. And Team Skrlik is really looking to get 2. So I'm not surprised at multiple rocks in play at all.
Now, for our viewers at home and for our viewers who are tuning in, of course, if you're watching through Curling Stadium or through Curling Alberta's YouTube page, you are able to connect with us on the chat. But I do want to let you know, of course, that Selena and I are both off-site. We are in the comfort of our own homes, and we are relying on the hammer little emoji being on that scoreboard that we can't see very well. But that's okay. We're doing our best, and that's all we can ask for. Selena, Team Richards, we noticed that they had a little bit of a challenge in their evening game against Team Silvernagel. And not because they didn't play well, but because just when it came down to it at the very end, enough shots weren't being made. And we do know that Team Richards is rocking a different lineup with Emma Yarmich throwing the last rock. Do you think that might come into play against what we would call a very veteran team in Team Skrlik, being a former champion of this event?
Okay, freeze.
Do you know what? I think if Team Richards just sticks to their processes and to what they know, they should be able to produce a lot of shots here. The loss last night, definitely not anything to frown upon or to get down on yourselves on, as they were in control for most of that game. So I think you just got to take a couple lessons away from that game and apply them in this one.
So Margot Fleming throwing her first rock here in the first end. And this is one of our key players that we are going to be watching throughout the game. Selena, you noticed that she's been having a few ups and downs throughout the events. Talk a little bit more about Margot's play and how that's going to have to come to fruition today if they want to be successful in this B qualifier.
Yeah, do you know what? I've been trying to watch as much as I can in between work and life stuff going on. And to me, it seems like Margot has been either really hot or really cold this event, which is a little bit different from what I expected. Margot typically is a very solid player. You don't expect those misses out of her. So I think that will be a key matchup for tonight's game.
And we just see Margot throw her draw through the rings there as we have Sophia Ryerchuk throwing her second stone here in the first end.
Starting to move.
And looking to apply a little bit of pressure to Team Skrlik, as Team Skrlik does have the hammer. We have confirmed that. We can see it on the scoreboard at the back of our live screen, as can everybody else. And it will be
Hard reach.
Team
Far as you can get it.
Richards
Go.
sitting
Good.
too
Good
late
sweep,
in this
guys.
game.
Really good sweep. 5-3. Okay.
So the last time these teams have met, it was
Good.
Team Richards
5-3.
walking away with the win, and it was actually at this event a year ago. They haven't had a ton of opportunity to play one another. They've had 4 meetings, and they both have won 2 of those meetings, 50-50 apiece. But Team Richards having won the last 2 of their meetings. So maybe that statistic will come into play as we see Kayla Skrlik, Margot Fleming
It's okay. Just 9-4 and a big stat.
not be able to stick her shooter.
Same spot.
Yeah, I think we are at that point in the event, you know, where the rocks are smoothing
Yeah.
in, the ice getting a little bit straighter.
That
So I
low
wouldn't be
5 is-
surprised if I was to see quite a few under
Yeah.
curls this
Yeah.
game. I think we're maybe
Low
in to
5 is
see
really close. Yeah. Does it feel
a
like
couple
this
draws under curl and just like we
I
saw
think it's
there,
a little
couple
faster,
hits
but
under
it's
curl.
still on the slow side.
Okay.
Like I
So
felt
of course, this
there.
event has had incredible ice and incredible atmosphere. We want to thank Matt Yao and Tim's Ice for their wonderful work here at this event in the Vern Poffenroth Memorial Arena in the Peter Lougheed Community Center.
Yeah.
It takes great skill and, of course, a great community to put on one of these events. And Matt and his team have done an extraordinary job, not only managing the athletes, managing the conditions, and also managing the bumping crowd. As over the course of this game, we're going to see scans of the arena in Rimbey getting hot and bothered. So Emma Yarmich able to replace that draw over in the 8-foot.
Really
and
good.
continue to
5-1.
provide some space between those 2 shot stones. Kayla Skrlik with the hammer, trying to get those stones a little bit closer and potentially have a double opportunity
Yeah. Try
to bring that yellow stone at the top of the rings in play.
Yeah. Okay.
However, most importantly, is going to have to find a way to score in the first end.
Pretty like average control.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it, Kels.
And Evan, we do have our first question to everybody / commentators in the chat. What do you think the next technological leap in curling will be?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some fancy, fangled answers on that chat for sure. But, you know, Selena, we've talked a lot. And we've actually got the pleasure of overhearing our athletes at the beginning of the game talk about one that is really brewing, not only at the elite level, but it has rippled its way and trickled its way down into tier 2 amateur and at the provincial or the member level. And it is the conversation around brooms and broom heads, particularly the foam. And I mean, technological advances don't need to be the most, what would I say, out of this world or fantasy based. They can just be small innovations that really transform the game. And I think we have one at our helm right now. Selena, you've been watching the conversation over the last couple of weeks. And I know that these teams were talking about it prior to this game being played tonight, as both Team Richards and Team Skrlik have had the foam on their radar. Give us a little bit of a lowdown as we have our last couple of rocks here in play.
No.
Yeah, from what I understand, all of this controversy kind of started, I believe it was in October, when Balance Plus released their new foam. It's basically a little bit bigger, a little bit denser, and teams who have been using them have noticed that they're a little bit more effective with holding the rock straight, carving it, but also being able to drag rocks further. In this event, I was able to connect with a couple of the players and see what they kind of made a decision-wise on whether these heads were going to be legal or not legal, just because World Curling Federation and Curling Canada have not yet come to a conclusion of whether they're legal or not. But apparently in this event, players had all come to a decision to not use these new black foams. So all of these teams that we're seeing out here are using the traditional foams.
And with a big scrub there, we do see Kayla Skrlik not able to make the double and gets her single point. It will be a 1-0 lead going into the second, and we will be back after a word from our sponsors.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Play Curling Alberta's 50-50. Support grassroots curling and win big with daily draws and the Briar Final Mega Jackpot, now over $100,000 and growing. Please play responsibly.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
It is our second end of play here in our B qualifier matchup between Team Skrlik and Team Richards at the 2025 Curling Alberta Women's Championship presented by Sentinel Storage. Our second end is brought to you by Sentinel Storage. Sentinel Storage has a great history in Alberta from their humble beginnings in 1998. They have grown into the trusted leader in self-storage industry. It is 1-0 for Team Skrlik and a missed double opportunity to put 2 points on the board. Team Skrlik with the 1-point advantage.
4-6.
Selena, we had ended the first end talking about the sweeping innovation / controversy. And we know that both of these teams are going to be mindful of respectful play to one another, but also too as well. They would be both proficient in their understanding of technique and also the usage of those apparatuses too as well. So, I mean, how does that play on these two teams, knowing that, I mean, they're legal, they're allowed to be out there, whether they've disclosed to one another that does exist or not? What kind of sentiment does that leave rippling through this curling community in Rimbey today?
Yeah, honestly, I think it just really depends on what you make of it. If the players all came to an agreement that they're not going to be using these black heads, I think it's important to adhere to that, just to maintain the integrity of the sport. And if that's something that you agreed to, I think that's something to stick to and to keep your word on. But otherwise, there's not much more than that.
Yeah. And I guess we also have to trust, I mean, you and I are both longtime competitors, and we've grown up in the curling community, and one of the foundations of our sport is trusting that everybody is working in the best interest of the sport. We do know that elitism has kind of changed the landscape, and with funding models on the line and opportunities to go places and to try new things, particularly in the slam events, as we see a run back attempt, a run back triple by Ashlyn Skrlik to move some rocks out of that 4-foot in the best interest of the sport. We see it again on our screen. Has kind of changed the landscape, and with funding models on the line, we just know that opportunities to go places and to try new things, particularly in the slam sport, to see a run back attempt, and it's just another thing to navigate. These weeks are long. These curling events come with a lot of pressure, and then to have that at the forefront of your conversation does change things, doesn't it?
It's over curling.
Yeah, honestly, it's just kind of another thing to worry about and something that's in the back of your mind. So, well, I guess all we can hope for is that I know that World Curling Federation put out a statement today saying that the broom heads are legal, and there's going to be no changes to that. So, I think as players, we just all have to band together and do what we think is in the best interest of keeping the sport to what we want it to be.
Ashlyn Skrlik with her second stone here in the second end.
A little down. Okay. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Jer.
Looking to remove one of those stones from the back of the 12-foot and slide underneath that corner guard. Not able to get much of a roll.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry.
But again, it does kind of look like early in what has been maybe a pattern of behavior or habits for Team Skrlik. They are finding themselves
do you want to roll under or just roll here?
Under a lot of pressure early in the game. Do you think that comes from the fact that they go full throttle first end?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not too sure. Like, historically, I've played my fair share against Kayla. I think we've gone head-to-head 30, 40, 50 games, something like that. And historically, they're a strong team through and through. So I'm not sure if it's maybe trying to figure out some challenging rocks or ice condition, but by halfway or the end of the game, they definitely have all the pieces to the puzzle. So.
Amy Wheatcroft looking to carve that stone over a little bit and capture more of the face of that stone. Just rolls out of the rings. Not able to hold the shooter, and this does provide Team Skrlik an opportunity to hit the back stone at the rings. And to maybe force Team Richards or capture a blank this end. So, Selena, there are a ton of games going on this evening. Our afternoon draw only featured these two teams and their competitors. The big scrub out of Team Skrlik. They're able to hold the shooter at the back of the rings. Fill us in on some of the games that are going on here in our evening draw. And tell us what they mean for our event.
Yeah, so I do not have any scores posted yet on my Curling Zone app, but we have Martins versus Hartwell, which all of these following games that I'm going to list are a C semi game. Duncan versus DeJong, and then Shannon versus Kaufman. And I will be able to provide updates when I have some scores available.
So, of course, we're just that deep into the event now here in Alberta and at our championship that after this game, the loser of this game is going to go and drop down into a C qualifier, I believe. Or a C semi, C qualifier. And they'll be vying for a spot into the 3-4 page playoff game. Now, Selena, you mentioned that you've played Kayla more than a handful of times, and I'm not sure of your record. I'm hoping it's a little bit better than 50-50, but for our viewers at home who are hanging out and want to be a part of something really cool in the community of Rimbey. If you
Feels
go
a
to
little faster compared to
curlingalberta.ca/5050, you are able to purchase your 50/50 tickets for the week-long event. Those proceeds, of course, half of them are going to go into your pocket of whatever the grand total is, and the other half is going to support curling in the community of Rimbey. It's going to directly impact this community and their member association for all of their hard work and diligence into putting on this wonderful event for the athletes and for their community. So head on over. You can find it at curlingalberta.ca/5050.
Just keep going, keep going. Hard!
And Selena, of course, we will never deny somebody putting our name on a 50/50 ticket or splitting some of the proceeds with us.
I think we're going out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wonderful draw by Team Richards and Emma Yarmich.
I think I like the same.
Just kidding. Sophie.
Yeah.
As we see Kayla Skrlik going to throw her first stone here in the second end.
Run?
I think it's pretty similar to your draw to pin path for speed.
Okay. Just T-line.
Okay.
Lots of conversations around what the speed is running, and both of these teams would have had a pre-event practice earlier on in the week on Tuesday. But Selena, you recognize that, of course, as the event goes on, the rocks straighten out, smooth out. The sheet starts to maybe straighten out a little bit.
Gotta go!
And we're going to hear a lot of conversations about what the ice is doing tonight.
Top 4! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just clean, just clean, just clean. Clean.
Yeah, not only that, but just due to the rock straightening up, sometimes it also gets a little bit quicker. So I'd be interested to listen in and see what the player's perspective is on that in between ends here.
That was mismanaged.
Shoot.
So you heard it from Team Skrlik right there. A little bit of a mismanage and a misline call and a missweep, and that stone, though it looks pretty good, is not shot for the time being.
If we can get
Red remains shot rock.
Skim that guard.
And an opportunity for Team Richards to maybe score 2 points in the second end.
I think that should be good.
Yeah, I think Richards will have to be a little bit careful with where they place this one to not give Kayla the same shot or an easy double. So this is definitely not a gimme shot, but we'll see what Emma can do here.
So gotta be T-line.
T-line.
Yeah, T-line. Like half 4 foot.
Would you rather leave it higher? Like top 8? Like for tolerance?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
not much tolerance here.
Okay, I think 5-3, like same as your last one, is really close.
We gotta get pretty close to the yellow guard.
Okay. Roll down. Roll down.
So Emma Yarmich with her first stone
Top
in
4.
the second end of play, looking to draw the side of the 4 foot. Sit 2.
No, line's good. Gotta go. Top 8.
Working to prevent
Top 12.
some kind of angle that will give Skrlik an opportunity to remove both of those red stones. And it looks like she may just have by coming up short.
Sorry, I have this tap.
Just gotta move it.
You think
Even
I
if
can
we
get
just
around
sit there.
tap it inside.
It's either that or the little bump. Yeah.
So missed opportunity for Team Richards, and I wonder if...
Right, and then I'm shot.
Selena, do you think that was maybe too aggressive for this first stone of hers?
Kind of like the hit and roll.
Not necessarily. Do you know what? It's just kind of one of those weird ends where you have to be really precise on your skip's first draw. Do you know what? Being half a rock deeper is probably really great. A rock deeper is really great. So nothing really to be too upset about that. It's just a really hard shot in general to put that exactly where you want it.
Okay. You throwing?
Control.
Getting the roll?
Yeah, try to get the roll.
Okay.
You can't really hit this too thin, Jer. Sure.
Control. You got it.
So Kayla Skrlik with her final stone in the second end, looking to make the hit and roll. Put a ton of pressure on Team Richards. Big scrub coming out of Jerry Lynn Ramsey. She makes contact. She's able to roll right to the side of that yellow stone. It is shot stone for the time being.
I do think there's a shot for 2 there, though.
That's okay.
Oh, yes, and that view gives us the opportunity to see it is not completely buried.
That's okay.
And if Emma's able to get to 3/4 or nose of that stone, it looks like both those yellows are going to go a-flying.
I needed to not sweep it as hard. Start over. Could have left it. Yeah. Okay.
And Evan, we do
Yeah,
have
just a
our
little
second
bit
question.
On the low side.
Are we ever likely to see a pop-up electric measuring device emitting a
easy.
laser to determine
Yeah, I think
proximity?
you're getting some good movement here. So.
I'm assuming of the rocks. Perhaps it can premiere on Groundhog Day.
I'm thinking that's going to take some Elon Musk money or some Jeff Bezos money invested into the sport of curling before we start seeing innovation like that. Emma Yarmich with her last stone here, looking to score 2 points. Big carve scrub coming off of the center line here to make contact. She's able to do it. Is she going to be able to hold her shooter? And it hangs around on the side of the 12-foot. That is 2 points for Team Richards. Start seeing innovation like that. Wonderful. Emma Yarmich with her last stone here, looking to score 2 points. No, just kidding. Big carve scrub coming off of the center line here to make contact. She's able to do it. Is she going to be able to hold her shooter? And just like that, hangs around on the side of the 12-foot to have a 2-1 score going in to our third end of play. We will be back after a word from our sponsors.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
Sophia, get it to center line. Go, go,
We're back to our third end of action here at the B-QUALIFIER 2025 Curling Alberta Women's Provincial Championship, brought to you by Sentinel Storage. Our third end is brought to you by Boston Pizza. For more than 50 years, Boston Pizza has been a proud history sponsor of participating and giving back to the community. It's the Boston Pizza Restaurants of Northern Alberta understand the value of being involved in the curling community, and they are honored to show their support for this wonderful game. Selena, it is a 2-1 score for Team Richards. We saw a wonderful shot out of Emma Yarmich and a big sweep out of Rachel Jakes and Amy Wheatcroft. And this third end comes at a no surprise that there are going to be rocks in play. As big scrub by Team Skrlik to get the stone by just rubbing and chapping off a little bit light for Jerry Lynn Ramsey.
It's like a high five.
Selena, both of these teams have had a wild route to get to this B qualifier game, and we talked a little bit about it in the keys to the game, but Team Skrlik definitely having a challenging, at least on paper, pathway after a win against Team Hartwell in their opening game, a loss to Silvernagle, then a win over one of the other qualifiers, Team Plett, who found their way out of competition this morning, and then a win over Team De Jong just in the draw before. And Team Richards running off 2 straight wins against Team Phillips and Shannon, losing to Silvernagle in that A qualifier last night that we got to call, and then a win against Michelle Hartwell this afternoon. Both of these teams find themselves at 3-1. But what are they going to need to demonstrate as they're building themselves up for the second part of this game? And furthermore, one of these teams going into a 1-2-page playoff.
Yeah, I think at this point in the competition, do you know what all you're kind of looking for is execution. So I think at the end of this game, whoever makes more shots is the more likely one to win.
Ashton Skrlik looking to make double peel, is able to capture it, missing those stones in the rings, but able to clear out the front.
That's pretty good. 6-5.
We want to thank our local diamond sponsors. Tourmaline,
like
Tech, Rinaldi and Sons Contracting, and our platinum sponsors, Rimbey's Lion Club, the Town of Rimbey, the Cooperators, Quality and Suites, Rimbey Implements, Ponoka County, and Little Guy Inc. Oilfield Rentals. Their contributions to this sport and to this event has made it possible for these teams to be competing today.
Curl, go! Go, Amy, hard! Curl!
Team Richards has done a great job all week, and especially in this game, keeping Team Skrlik chasing them. That's something that I necessarily haven't seen from them in the past games that I've watched them, but I feel like they've done a really good job of managing their aggressive play and picking really smart shots and keeping the other team chasing them.
Well, the reason I asked you about what these teams are going to have to do coming out of this game as they look towards the 1-2-page playoff game tomorrow is the fact that both of these teams have lost to Team Silvernagle this week. And we talk about extra pressures as Margot Fleming is looking to sweep the heck out of this stone. Just misses again that combination.
Okay, so it's definitely faster.
Kayla Skrlik calling that throw from Ashton a little soft. But both these teams are going to have to compete against Silvernagle again in the 1-2. And they both have lost. And so it just makes a person curious as to
17.
What they're going to need to equip themselves with coming out of this game. So Emma Yarmich asking Sophie Ryerchuk to replace the guard, keep the pressure on Team Skrlik. Those 2 stones at the top of the forefoot are in a wonderful position.
Whoa, line's good. Half. Stay close.
Sophie Ryerchuk is another player that has really impressed me this week. She seems to be playing really well and producing those big shots when needed. So she's definitely somebody that I'm keeping my eye on this week.
Well, you know, and for our viewers at home who aren't quite sure if they were tuning into the live stream yesterday in the A qualifier where I got my words tangled and my facts fangled, but this isn't the usual lineup for Team Richards. As we do have Emma Yarmich skipping, everybody has moved up in the lineup, and we have Amy Wheatcroft, their alternate, playing or throwing the lead stones, as Gracelyn Richards was joining Serena Gray Withers at the Universiade. And so this team, like you said, Selena, has come and played most of the season as a 5-person team. Does face a little bit of challenge in that sense as Margot Fleming is able to make the run back and pick off the back one on the forefoot, exposing that red stone at the top of the 8. But this isn't their usual team.
Probably take a little bit off. A couple feet.
This is just a touch less ice. Good.
Less.
Half. 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 It's running more.
Looking to replace the halfway guard.
Half tight.
It's running more.
Cover that stone at the top of the
curl.
rings.
Half curl reach. Hard curl. Hard. 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 Hard, hard, hard. Hard. Split center. Go, 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 go.
A big sweep
Hard,
of
hard,
Amy
hard.
Croft and Rachel
7-4.
Jakes. They are able to cover most of that stone.
7-4. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a small corner just exposed. Kayla Skrlik thinks it is enough to address.
It's almost like
Yeah, I'm a
we're
little,
taking just a little too much,
surprised
but you
by
wanna
that chase call.
go tighter
right now,
and like.
Kayla doesn't have a great draw to the forefoot for her 1 point, so
It's not a lot of ice or back
a little bit of a
line, is it?
scary call, but I mean, if it's made, it's great.
Okay.
So a possibility to sit potentially one buried behind that corner guard, but also possibility to
Yep.
knock another redstone into play if they're not very careful here.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Like
to not stress.
Big
tap
sweep
straight.
coming out of
Hard.
Jerry Lynn
Alright,
and
alright,
Ashton,
alright, alright.
as I think I did a commentator's jinx. Not only does she promote another Richard Stone into play, is it going to sneak
Just
out?
soft.
And it just sneaks out.
I think it curls
But she
there.
does leave her shooter out front,
3.
acting as another guard.
Shoot. It's a little straight there. But I think that'll probably good. Okay.
So an unfortunate error for Margot Fleming.
Okay, top 12. Tolerance is light. Top 12. Tolerance is light.
Yeah. Like 2 feet off from your last draw.
Selena, you hear these sweepers talk about, and
I'm gonna try
Emmy Armich talk about the tolerance. For our viewers at home, share with us a little bit about that conversation and what the conversation of tolerance actually holds for these players.
Yeah, I feel like, do you know what, all these players out on the ice are really smart. I feel like it's more so just a reconfirmation from the thrower to the sweepers of where exactly do we want this rock. And if it's not going to be exactly there, where's the second best place to put it? So that conversation there was speaking to them wanting it top 12, but do you know what? Top 8 is okay, tight's okay as well.
No.
So kind of like a range.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes to the face of the stone already in the top of the 8,
Sorry.
but fully buried.
5-8.
Good sweet.
And Skrlik is going to have to make some choices here.
Heel added hay. Right here.
So lining up the run back, probably the run back double if she's able to hit it straight on the nose. It looks like both of those both of those reds will be removed out of play.
Just nose. Yeah.
And the rock she runs back hopefully stays behind coverage. Kayla Skrlik with her first stone in the third end.
Yes! Whoa! Whoa!
And a big whoa. She just hits it on the high side, is able to make 1 and 2 go away. A wonderful shot by Kayla Skrlik.
Great
The
shot,
stone
Kayla.
she even runs in,
I was like,
finds
in
itself
front of it.
partially under cover. Excellent shot. those are the kinds of big shots we're used to seeing
2-5?
Kayla making.
Roll behind the, roll the other way. 2-5, roll behind the other guards.
Okay.
Actually, do you think we need 11-5 if we want to roll there?
No, I think 2-5 is okay, to roll.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. 2-5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit faster than before, so.
Final stone for Emma Yarmich.
Hack.
Looking to hit as much as she can see of the yellow
Hack
stone
out.
in play.
Curl!
Coming off. Coming off.
Curl!
Straight. Straight.
Straight! Hard!
Just avoids the jam on the stone that is just out of the rings.
I think she.
An objective met for Team Richards. And Team Skrlik with a blank opportunity. And an opportunity to take the hammer into the fourth end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yep.
Clean. 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 Clean.
That's always a nice thing to hear as a
Clean.
thrower and a sweeper.
That'd be clean. It's fine. Good, Kayla.
And clean it is as our house ends up looking nice and empty. Team Skrlik will retain the hammer moving into the fourth end. It is a 2-1 lead for Team Richards.
Really
We will
good
catch you
shots,
back
Kayla.
for the fourth end in just a few short minutes.
This is where the focus comes into play. Look at that. Canada, say hello to your new
I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Well, it's 3 ends down and 7 to go here at our provincial championship. It is the B qualifier of Team Skrlik versus Team Richards. Team Richards with a 2-1 lead. Our fourth end of play is brought to you by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the proud accommodation partner of Curling Alberta. Best Western Hotels and Resorts is an award-winning global network of hotels located in over 100 countries and territories that offers accommodations for all types of travelers. My name is Evan Asmussen. I am joined by Selena Sturman. We are back. We are raw and unfiltered. We are ready to go. Our mantra is, we may not get it right all the time, but when we are wrong, we will make it right. Selena, we've covered so many topics tonight. Innovation.
8-5.
We've covered determination of these two teams. And now we're ready to look at what this fourth end has in store.
The first end, you definitely picked on your hit. The second end came up short.
Yeah, this is pretty wide.
See if I can provide you guys with a little score update here. All of these following games will be C event games, C semifinals.
A little bit wide. Okay, line's
Martins
good.
versus Hartwell. Hartwell is leading 1-0 after 2 ends of play.
Okay.
Duncan versus De Jong. De Jong is leading 2-0 after 2 ends of play. And Shannon versus Kaufman. Kaufman is also leading 2 points after 2 ends of play.
So what a wonderful field we have here
Should be good.
in Rimbey.
Top wet.
And if you want to, and you are in the area, you can come over and head over to the Vern Poffenroth Memorial Arena in the Peter Lougheed Community Center. You can buy tickets on site, and you can join the amazing crowds each and every draw to watch some spectacular curling, or you are more than welcome to tune in on your computers or on your devices, wherever you are and wherever you're going, through Curling Stadium or through Curling Alberta's YouTube page.
Let it go.
You can listen to amazing commentators like
3-5.
Selena and myself.
Okay.
Darren Moulding and Jason Ginter will be covering your championship weekend, and some fantastic commentary coming out of our previous commentators of all the featured draws. So a missed opportunity by Team Skrlik to get buried around that corner guard. And Emma Yarmich is asking Rachel Jakes to remove this stone out of play.
Hard! Hard!
Good.
And to encourage a wide open end, and job well done. It is the two. It is the two Richards rocks in the rings.
7-1.
She threw good.
She said not enough ice. Thanks.
So again, Selena, it just looks like Team Skrlik having a hard time building that early momentum. Seems like they keep continuing to have a missed shot periodically throughout the lineup that takes some of those building blocks away to have a successful end, as we just saw with that rock going through the rings and the corner guard peeled out by Team Richards.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problem is just getting nothing out of some shots. You're seeing quite a few zeros score-wise if you're scoring the outcome of the rock. So I think Team Skrlik just needs to hone that in a little bit and get something out of every rock.
And getting something out of everything is something that the town of Rimbey is going to be able to enjoy, because I just got wind, Selena, that you and your championship team will be in Rimbey tomorrow for an autograph session.
We are helping out with the junior clinic. I believe it's from like about 2 to 5, and then after that you guys can catch us in the social lounge, I believe it is, and we will be there for a couple hours doing a little meet and greet.
So you heard it, fans, folks. Bring your curling memorabilia, bring your brooms, bring your legal foams, or whatever you want to call it. Head on down to the Vern Poffenroth Arena Team Sturmey will be there for an autograph session. And if you don't have curling memorabilia, I'm sure Selena is okay with signing chests too as well. No, just kidding, Selena. You're going to be the first one in line for that one.
Yeah.
I'll bring my big fat permanent marker too as well so it doesn't wash off easily. We're down to our last few stones here in the fourth end of play. And Team Richards, it's all Team Richards.
I think a little up.
As Sophie Ryer
little up. Running. Back 8.
Running. We're really running.
Back 8.
looks to put another rock in play and continue to put some pressure on Team Skrlik.
It's moving a lot.
You know, Selena, now that you are famous, rich and famous, the rich and famous curler,
I'm neither of those.
I'm curious as to what kinds of things you know, I just keep thinking about, I don't know, I think it's Happy Gilmore and the permanent marker and all that. It's an image that runs through me. It's burned into my brain. Probably childhood trauma. But it's so exciting that the town of Rimbey, the community of Rimbey, is able to experience not only these great curlers, but your team too, as well, as we know that you are a for sure into the Scotties Championship, our national championship.
Nice. 9-6.
In just over a month.
Yeah, maybe it is a rock.
Yeah, our team is really looking forward to still being able to be a part of this championship in some way or form. We definitely were a little bit honestly upset that we didn't get to play in this event. You know, we lose a lot of meaningful games and meaningful competition not being able to play in this event, and it always is just such a great event to be able to be a part of. So big thank you to Rimbey to allow us to come out and play a little part in it.
So an end of back and forth between Team Skrlik and between Team Richards. Team Skrlik does retain the hammer coming out of their blank in the third end, and it looks like we're on a pathway to another blank end here too as well.
Hard. Down. Hard.
Selena, I know you've been watching the other games too as well, and you have been kind of looking at the scores, but aside from the score and the score updates, we've seen now Team Skrlik and Team Richards quite a bit alongside Team Silvernagel this week. But of course, there's 4 teams that are going to make it into the Page playoffs. We might suspect that maybe these 3 teams, already including Team Silvernagel, in that playoff. Do you have your eyes on any other teams throughout this weekend that have really caught your attention?
Yeah, do you know what? Team Kaufman's been playing great all year, so I definitely expect them to grind out a few more wins. Alongside that, I gotta give kudos to some of our young and upcoming teams, such as Team Shannon and Team Duncan. We have a lot of young teams here in Alberta, and they definitely have proven that they belong in this mix. So definitely excited just to keep following them throughout the years and see how they do.
Was it down? No.
So of course, for those people who are curious, all of the games are being live streamed. However, this is the only feature game where you get to hear our beautiful voices, but you can take a look at those other games and experience the joy of that curling on Curling Alberta's YouTube channel or through Curling Zone. You're also able to check out the more complex draw through Curling Zone or curlingalberta.ca, and you can see where some of these teams will land in those matchups ahead of time prior to seeing it live on your screen. One of the unique characteristics of this event being a 12-team triple knockout is that, of course, there's no round robin, but these teams fall into different brackets, and where they land is where they have to maneuver through. So nose hit out of Emma Yarmich for Team Richards, and Team Skrlik again will have another opportunity to blank the end and take the hammer deeper into our B-qualifying match.
Good call. Sorry. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, thanks. It's usually a little bit better in terms. Yeah, but I know, like, sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Finish up. Got it.
Kayla Skrlik with her final stone of the fourth end, looking to blink the end.
Yeah, easy peel.
It's good.
An easy peel it is, and good it is. That will be a blank end for Team Skrlik. They are down 2-1 on the scoreboard, but they will take that hammer over to the fifth end. We will catch you back after a word from our sponsors.
Still trying to figure stuff out. So.
Yeah.
Also, like that. Give it to Ashton.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
Round them up. For a free estimate, visit sentinel.ca.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
The Vern Poffenroth Memorial in Rimbey, Alberta is a bumpin' tonight for our B qualifier matchup between Team Skrlik and Team Richards. We have a tight matchup. My name is Evan Asmussen. I'm joined by Selena Sturmey. Our fifth end is brought to you by Original 16, the official beer of Curling Alberta and the Ice Lounge. Selena, this game has been very, very entertaining.
It has, yeah. I don't know if the first rock of Richards was intentionally placed in the rings, but I did hear a comment from Kayla Skrlik saying, ugh, another blank. So that signals to me that this end might be another blank, but that segue. In the slam this past this past event.
Yeah. Okay. You want my opinion?
I do. Bring it.
Okay. It's a terrible opinion, as per always. You know, I think when it comes to our viewership right now, when it comes to this event, we have to remind ourselves that these events are 10 ends, right? And we're so used to, over the last 3 or 4 months, watching 8-end games. And so we see these teams navigating essentially a different style of play, a different length of play too as well. And I think that's just a natural consequence of that aspect. But then also we have to remind ourselves that some incredible shots have been made. As a big scrub is being asked out of Team Skrlik here to hold on to the shooter. But some great shots have been made to set up those
That's
blank
great,
attempts
Ashton.
because
I got 9-4.
there have been some early advantages on both sides. So I hear and I understand the aspect of bringing in a rule about blanks, but give credit where credit is due. These teams have been working exceptionally hard to make incredible shots to put those blanks into play and on the scoreboard. Okay, that's my opinion. Your turn.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a great rule in theory. My only issue with it is I think it almost changes the strategy. So,
9-5.
say for example, one end is blanked. Instead of having your traditional both teams are going at it type of style, the team without hammer is almost looking for a blank, looking for a cheap force. Which poses a problem there. That sure you're not having a blank, but it's almost not doing what it's supposed to do, I guess, at that point.
Good shot.
That's fair. That's a fair evaluation.
It was a bit wide.
You know what? And I haven't played an event where those rules are in play. And you know what? I don't even think that we saw it come to fruition too much in the event that it was implemented in. So, I mean, obviously, it would have had its bearings, but we do remind ourselves that our national championship is 10 ends currently, and this championship, of course, will remain that too as well.
Running! Top 4!
I think it's something definitely maybe to be further tested in, slam events, WCT events, tour events,
5-5
instead of a provincial championship. But nonetheless, I think there definitely is merit to that rule, and
good suit, guys.
Excited to see how that unfolds.
Good judge.
Well, we do have to also remind ourselves as we see the cooies in the crowd, Kevin getting ready for the Boston Pizza Cup coming up in a couple of weeks. He will get a bye in his first round, and of course, hopefully if I can win my first game, I will get to play that kind soul sitting up in the crowd. We do also have to remember that a lot of the rules that are implemented here in Canada are coming out of the World Curling Federation too as well, and are kind of reflective and representative of the events that Canada will have to go on and compete under and within at the international stage. So some of the rules that are in our provincial championship, especially when determining a national champion, do need to make sure that they're setting up those teams for success on the global platform. Those types of changes when it comes to rule changes as such, especially at these events, are going to need to deem a whole overhaul right at the international level all the way down, and eventually we'll see it as a kind of like a consequence or as a transaction of what happens here, or for what happens here in our province. But it is a greater conversation that probably is being had, and probably one that will continue to be had too, as well as we're entering almost skip stones with Margot Fleming throwing her final rock here in the fifth end. A reminder to all of our wonderful viewers that this is a 10-end game. We will have a fifth end break with an extended commercial break too as well. That'll be an opportunity for you to get on to Curling Alberta's website and purchase yourself some 50-50 tickets, or crack open a nice cold Original 16 beverage out of your refrigerator that we all know is fully stocked with Original 16 treats and goodies.
How to help them hit the paint on it, okay?
Yeah, there we
Speaking
are.
of all the rule changes, Evan, what is one rule in curling that you wish was changed, or would like to see changed, or would create more excitement?
Honestly, hear me out. First of all, to benefit myself, the leads don't ever sweep. So let's just say that.
That's a lie. Paige on my team sweeps a lot.
But I'm just saying, like, that would be a rule. No leads can sweep. Okay? Like, it's just a rule. Right? So that is the rule that I'd love to see. No, you know what? Here's a rule that I'd love to see put in place to make things interesting. Your lead throws the first rock and the last rock That's a
Okay.
real leader. You want to talk about lead? Add the ER. Bam. First and last.
Sail one through every end or come up short.
You want to talk
Paige
about
would
lead being
love that.
super important?
Truly.
Just like that.
And they can drag this 12 feet further than
What
us.
about you? Rule and play. Rule to
Ooh.
change.
I'm trying to think of like something fun and exciting. Maybe, okay, hear me out. Instead of having the
Okay.
no
Just
two
a
blanks
shot.
in a row type thing
Don't worry
to
about it.
mitigate the strategy change, like
Definitely
one
an
end is
aggressive
blanked
call
and then you have another end.
They freeze on us.
Instead of
We're low key hooped.
just having a cheap force,
Top 12.
having some kind of rule in
Just by
place where you
but
can get
Jared's gonna have to call the line.
2 points,
Yeah,
but
it's
still
quite a
only one.
fast
So say,
pass.
for example, if you're drawing to the button, if you have a
on
wide
the
open
sheet.
draw for 1,
5
maybe if
feet
you
faster
fully
than draw
cover
one.
the button,
96.
that's 2 points.
Got it.
Look at you with your
Yeah.
sneaky little cheeky plays. I think we should go like full Paul Gausel style and like let's get pizza to the ice. Let's
Beers
get like
to the ice.
beers to the ice.
Line's good.
Let's get like
Lead.
cigarettes back in full action.
T-line.
Bring out the corn brooms.
Then go around.
Let's have a national championship throwback style. You know?
Yeah. Get my cigarette out on the ice.
Yeah.
Tee back, tee.
Right? We are not promoting smoking, friends. And for the children listening, smoking does kill. It's not good for you. And we see Kayla Skrlik with a killer draw around all of those corner combinations
Not
as
a
she's
lot.
looking to hang a deuce up on the board.
We could probably have to freeze.
And Team Richards just deciding if they have enough of it to chase or if it's fully
Yeah, we can try
swamped
tap.
underneath both of those rocks.
Or
You have a little bit, but
we could tap to there. Okay, yep. So just T-line right.
You know what's a rule that I want back?
Yeah,
We're gonna
tell
need
me.
more ice then.
I've been thinking about this actually.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to curl in the Grand
Yeah.
Prairie Curling Club these last couple of, actually twice this year. And you know what they have? They have
Like T-line weight.
benches
Just a little tap.
out on the ice.
T-line weight with a
Benches. And I think every curling club used to have benches
Yeah, I've
out on the ice. When
spent
did
my
we
fair time sitting on those.
when did we as a culture and
Yeah.
a community of curlers decide that it was unprofessional and unathletic to sit on a bench?
Yeah.
Baseball
keep it
players
perfect.
sit on benches.
You got it.
Football players don't even sit on bench, they sit on padded chairs. And we as curlers stand out there for 3 hours on a hard surface with the most atrocious shoes,
Definitely more.
and we get called unathletic or it's unprofessional to sit. Bring back the benches.
Back 12.
That chat better be filling up.
Instead, you'll find me sitting on the back.
Tapping.
Yeah, and
Tapping.
backboard benches. Bring them all back.
Tapping.
Emma Yarmich looking to chisel that yellow stone out, and maybe not out, but for second shot, and she does just that. A wonderful shot and a wonderful team shot out of Team Richards.
Sorry.
It's okay, you're 1 and 2, so.
You know what? Even for this championship, you know how much real estate, like bus stops have realtors on them. Those are advertisable. You know how much real estate there would be for benches at these events?
Control.
Tell you want to talk about innovation. Bring back the old ones. Benches. Brought to you by Evan. Kayla Skrlik with her final stone here in the 5th end. She's looking to score her single point and then find a bench to sit on for her 5th end break.
Or a backboard.
Or a backboard. It is an open hit. She's able to hold the shooter. She will secure her single point. A big scrub. And it looks like it rolls out. And it will be a steal of 1 for Team Richards. And they will go into the 5th end break with a 2-point advantage. It is 3-1. We'll catch you back after our extended break and a word from our sponsors.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Play Curling Alberta's 50-50. Support grassroots curling and win big with daily draws and the Briar Final Mega Jackpot, now over $100,000 and growing. Please play responsibly.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Our sixth end sponsor, Bel Air Direct, offers Curling Alberta's curlers and their families with exclusive discounts on insurance.
I think it could be.
Eligible members may receive a group discount on their car, home, condo, and tenants insurance.
I'm not really sure,
on
though.
top
Like,
of
I don't
any
think
other
I'm proud of
discount
it.
savings and benefits customers are already eligible for at Bel Air and Direct. Curling Alberta thanks Bel Air and Direct for giving back to our curling community. When a residential or auto insurance policy is purchased, you can mention Curling Alberta. Bel Air Direct will donate part of the premium collected to Curling Alberta, which in turn supports local curling clubs and events.
Line's tight. 3, 4.
And I will provide you guys with a quick little update on our other games. Starting off with Martins versus Hartwell. Hartwell has a lead of 4-0 after 4 ends of play. Keely Duncan versus Janae DeJong has a strong 10-0 lead. And then lastly, Kaylee Shannon versus Nikki Kaufman. Nikki Kaufman is leading 4-3 in the 5th end of play.
Easy down. Clean. Yep. Yes. Whoa.
No.
Whoa. Clean. Clean.
No.
Whoa. Curl. Curl. Roll. Okay, that's good. 11-1. She was good. Sophia, just too much ice. Got it. Line's a bit tight. 2, 3. Yep. Oh, 4.
Yeah,
Not
line
4.
only.
We're
good. We can go.
Right here.
For all of those joining us through Curling Stadium, Curling Zone, or Curling Alberta, Evan and I would love to hear who you guys are cheering for and where you're from, as well as any questions or comments that you may have for us.
She's never throwing it first.
We, and by we, I mean
She's always been throwing
I,
it second.
will be checking into the chat frequently to see what you guys are saying.
Close.
Wait's good. Top 8.
Running a bit. No, top 8.
Top 8.
Yours? Room. Amy's rock.
Top 8.
Amy's
top 8,
rock.
top 4.
It's really running. Okay.
Top 4.
No, we're past. I'm sorry. 5-7.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry,
She
that
threw it
ran
fine.
more than I
just
thought.
Didn't give the right eyes. Just peel.
Sorry, Rach.
Or
That
if you can see it, I guess.
Good throw. It was a 5-7.
Just like peeling.
Also, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the 50-50. You can purchase your tickets online or in person. Tonight's jackpot is currently up to $5,220. So if you guys are in person, you can purchase your tickets from a 50-50 seller or online. I believe you still have about an hour before the sale ends.
Jared's rock. Jared's. Whoa. Whoa.
So we are back with our 6th end of action as Team Skrlik unfortunately gave up a single point steal and finds themselves 2 points. 2 points down
Good shot.
to Team Richards. And Team Richards not relenting and continuing to push the envelope and put tons of pressure on Team Skrlik.
Yeah.
Selena, we talked about our keys to the game at the start of the game and how important it would be for Team Richards to be able to... It's an oopsie-doopsie whoopsie on that peel attempt. Comes to rest. But how important it would be for Team Richards to be able to persevere late on into this game, and it happens to be where they find their biggest scores or their biggest points, but they are leading right now. We know that Team Skrlik, of course, has been a back half kind of team once they've figured it out and sorted themselves out in the first half, but it looks like maybe things are starting to get rolling for Team Richards.
Yeah, I think both of these teams have kind of settled in for this game. And I think both of these teams kind of excel in the back half of the game. So definitely not expecting any more blanks. expecting more rocks in play
What?
and
Yeah, that was
a
good.
little
I
bit
got
more
7-8.
aggressive play. So hopefully it's a little bit more interesting for us viewers.
Well, you know, nobody likes to see consecutive blanks, but the teams, of course, are out there doing their best to navigate the ends and learn from those blanks. And we get the privilege of listening in to the athletes at the commercial break. And we did scoop up a little bit of information that maybe Team Skrlik isn't happy with the rocks that they have right now. And maybe those blank ends are at consequence or are a product of them not being 100% sure of the stones that they're using at this time.
Yeah, I did hear a comment from Kayla saying that she was pretty confident in the rocks that she had, but obviously wasn't getting the results that she necessarily thought or thought that she deserved. So from my knowledge, she did switch out her pair with one of the front end rocks. So we will see if that changes anything.
So Margot Fleming with her first stone in the 6th end. She has been hot. She has been cold. We've seen it this game.
Ash! I think it's down.
Looking to generate some momentum this end for Team Skrlik.
Okay, that's good.
Able to remove the shot stone. It is Team Skrlik
Okay.
that sits
That was
2.
just a bit of a wide slide. And
So far.
Max set. Yep. 10-4. Good, Margot. That's great. Clean.
Easy. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Curl, curl. Curl.
Sophie Ryerchuk looking to remove the stone, just put in play by Margot Fleming.
Good sweep.
Will be Team Richards for the time, sitting the shot stone at the top of the 12-foot.
Okay. I'll give you less.
Yeah.
But there is that lone guard for Team Richards out there that could come into play for both teams.
Ash! 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 Ash!
So an early curl sweep called out of Ashton Skrlik, trying to carve it enough to make it shot stone, and it is not shot over the red stone beside it.
Yeah, I was honestly a little bit surprised by that call. I feel like Kayla Skrlik was in a position where she's kind of in a must-score 2 type of scenario. And I feel like that would have been a great opportunity for them to sink one around those guards and beat Richards to the punch there. So a little bit surprised by that call from Kayla, but
What? Yeah.
And frustration settling into Kayla's voice as that stone isn't able to outcount that red stone there, and giving Richards the opportunity to hit the back yellow stone or the back shot stone and to gain control over the rinks again. And this time, Team Richards will have tons of real estate in between these 2 red rocks.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl!
Oh, sorry.
So nose hit
Sorry.
out of Emma Yarmich.
Really good.
Good.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
who's shot
I
there,
thought I was
Evan?
tighter that time too. And
Is it
Red.
red or yellow?
Falls
I don't know, it's probably the camera angle's fault.
Yeah.
Looks like
Just-
red to me, but
Yeah, just out of Kayla's voice. Just 2 stones previously, it did seem or sound like
I think it should be okay.
the yellow shot or the yellow rock wasn't shot stone, but it looks like they're trying to find some innovative way to make it count. But resorting to the draw around the halfway red guard,
Can you split
just to
them
the left
both
of our
or no?
screen.
Like what? Can you split to be one,
We can.
two?
We just don't know the line at all.
Okay.
I think I like this call of Kayla's though. Like you make it pretty good, even if it's a little bit open. Emma Yarmich is forced to chase it,
It's like draw to pen or
and
faster?
a jam is in play, which might bring in a multiple or even a 3
Similar
score.
to this one, yeah.
Top 8.
Okay, I think it's a similar path to what you threw around.
And that's something that Kayla Skrlik will need if she wants to find herself
So nice and quick.
within reach at the end of this game. Still lots of game yet to be played, of course. Kayla Skrlik with her first stone in end number 6.
I don't mind it for top 8.
Please close. Please close. Top 12. Room. Curl. Top 4.
Your
Top
rock.
8.
So Sweeper's liking
Top
the
eight,
weight
top
right
4.
now. Trying to get it to curl a little bit and to move.
Curl.
We're top 8.
Curl. Hard. Go
Really trying to get the last little bit and last little inch out of that stone. It does look like they does the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
sweep. Really
shot.
good,
I think
sweep.
it's high enough in the rings.
Maybe chase it.
That it's a tough
You
chase.
wanted. Yeah.
We could throw like a 3 though. Well.
Really good sweep by Ashton there. She's
think
probably
more
one
like
of
back line to
the best
avoid-
sweepers in the game right now.
What? 13. Okay. Right there. That's good. Yeah.
So it looks like they're electing to chase this stone.
Okay.
What does it mean by the
13?
chase, Selena?
It just means that you're trying to
Okay.
follow
13.
that stone down,
Yeah.
but also remove it from play with
I would say
a
it's like
lighter weight. So you're probably
17 more
looking
than
at
your
like a
last
light
shot?
board or a hack
Yeah.
weight type of shot.
6 to 7.
Sounds good.
So did you ever elect to play the run back on this if you were Team Richards?
You definitely could if you were confident that your red was shot over that yellow. If you're not, I'm not convinced that that's the call. But
Weight's good.
I think at the end of the
Whoa.
day, it just comes down to
Back
whatever
line.
you're confident in and whatever you're gonna make.
Personal preference.
There you go. My favorite.
So Amy Wheatcroft on the sweep. Trying to guide this stone over to make a little bit more contact with that yellow Skrlik stone. It does chisel it off to the side. It is going to catch on the side of that red one. And the shooter does roll. Almost completely buried underneath
okay.
the yellow stone at the top of the red
So
rings.
Well, at least
Pretty good result
It's okay.
That
for
is
Team
pretty good, yeah.
Richards.
maybe less.
Does definitely make Team Skrlik have to play a more complicated shot to get their multiple points.
Control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty easy kick for control.
Okay.
I got it.
So final stone in end number 6. Kayla Skrlik looking to make the run back for 2.
Whoa! Whoa! Ash! Yep!
And a back and forth sweep out of the house by Jerry Lynn Ramsey.
Nice shot.
And no mistake made. Team Skrlik is able to put their deuce back up on the board. It is a 3-3 game going into the 7th end. Final stone in end number 6. What a wonderful shot.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation.
offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage.
Play Curling Alberta's 50-50. Support grassroots curling and win big with daily draws and the Briar Final Mega Jackpot, now over $100,000 and growing. Please play responsibly.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
And we're back for our seventh end, a 3-3 tie heading into our B-QUALIFIER action of Team Skrlik versus Team Richards. My name is Evan Asmussen. I am joined by Selena Sturmey. Our seventh end is brought to you by the Heck Gervais Academic and Scholarship Foundation. The Heck Gervais Academic and Curling Scholarship has been available to young curlers since 1999. The Heck Gervais Academic and Scholarship Foundation thanks you for supporting young curlers in Alberta. And the best way that you can support our young people here in Alberta is by getting your 50-50 ticket for the week. 50% of the proceeds go into your pocket, and 50% of those funds will head back into curling communities. This time around, it will head back into the community of Rimbey to support all of their curling needs.
Line's good.
We saw a wonderful shot by Kayla Skrlik. You actually saw it, and then you heard me 6 more times on it on that replay. Kayla Skrlik able to make the run back and stick the shooter for 2, and we have a game here. And we knew this was the kind of shooting that we were going to need to see out of Team Skrlik if they wanted to get past the early bird special out of Team Richards.
They've really polished.
Yeah, I definitely expect a lot of aggressive play this end. I think Team Richards is going to be looking to score their 2, definitely their 1, and Kayla Skrlik is definitely going to be looking to force the envelope and looking to potentially even steal this end.
So Ashton Skrlik with her first rock here in the 7th end, looking to jingle-jangle some of those things along the center line and in the forefoot. It seems like some of those conversations about the stones, Team Skrlik has finally found a combination that they're comfortable with. And most importantly, some rocks that Kayla is comfortable with to throw at the final, final ends.
Just soft. Okay.
Yeah. There's not really a double.
Okay, peel.
I was just going to ask if there's a double peel there, but I think Team Richards just looking to get the single peel here.
Whoa.
Off.
Whoa.
A little bit of an unconventional turn at it, but...
And I have noticed that is something that Team Richards has in their repertoire of peeling. They like to peel across the face And I do remember being a part of the University of Alberta program that was a part of our practice,
Team
a
Richards
way that
just
we did
looking
accomplish
to
some of those peels. But yeah, as you can see it
get the
here.
single peel here.
Whoa, whoa.
Off.
Whoa.
Little bit of an unconventional turn
rather
at
than
it.
playing into
I have
it,
noticed
that is
play
something that
across
Team
the
Richards has in their
Hmm.
bonus if she's able to make the double peel and sneak into the ring. Selena, talk to us a little bit more about that.
I was gonna say definitely a good result. There definitely was a double peel there, and they were able to achieve that and squeak their shooter into the rings as well, which is a huge advantage here.
Clean. Good shot.
Oh, and a wonderful shot
Yeah, good call.
by Ashton Skrlik, being
Good,
able to make the
Ashton.
top double while keeping that Yellowstone frozen to the face of that
What do you
yellow
like?
or that red on the button, back of the button.
Yeah.
And it just might look that yellow actually is shot too as well.
I could see this end being another blank, Evan.
Don't say it. Don't you say it, Selena.
I'm calling it right now.
We've been treated to such great curling over the last couple of ends that we want to keep this going.
Easy. Easy
Rachel
done.
Jakes with the final stone in the 7th end.
Yes.
Hard.
After making that incredible double peel and roll, being asked to get rid of the yellow stone while preserving the red stone somewhere in play.
Hard.
Okay, that's okay.
So the opposite occurs.
She's
Unfortunately,
slowed down.
she's unable to remove the yellow stone, hitting it just too thick,
Okay with my
but removing her own red stone too as well.
I'm gonna just throw it the way I'm throwing.
And an opportunity for Team Skrlik to sit 3.
Control, easy kick.
It's a little bit of an unforced error.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Ash.
I'm trying to get a little bit of the roll on the curl sweep. Margot Fleming makes the hit and roll. It doesn't get quite buried.
A little bit softer, yeah.
And look at that crowd.
I don't know what
My goodness. It's a bumpin' night in Rimbey, and I believe tonight there is some live entertainment. The good, the band, and the ugly. And that's not just talking about us here tonight. Selena, you being the good.
Yeah.
Rory and Ryan being the band, and well, you can only guess who the ugly is. There's a live band tonight in Rimbey. If you want to head down to Rimbey, or if you're in the neighboring
Curl.
area,
Hard curl, Rach.
some great entertainment. And these events come with great entertainment, not just on the ice, but off the ice. The event organizers and the host committees do a fantastic job at lining up incredible opportunities for community partners to get involved, including some live music and some great games.
I think this is fast.
So kudos to the host community and the host committee in Rimbey at this provincial championship.
But nice and quick.
And Selena, I know and you know that if we weren't in the comfort of our own homes, we'd have our cowboy boots on and we'd be down there giving a little two-step, a little, what do you call it, a little hokey pokey, okay, Cadillac Ranch. All right, I'm done.
I don't think it's called a hokey pokey, but
Yeah, well, it's been a while.
maybe a polka.
Oh,
We could
yeah, a polka, yeah. Probably don't need cowboy boots for those, so,
Hard. Get
It would help.
Hard, cross,
well, maybe.
cross.
So Team Skrlik trying to get a little bit more curl and some coverage on that stone that is at the top of the forefoot. A little long and didn't quite curl enough as Team Richards is able to access that stone.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
Bump.
And Team Richards has been exceptionally good at this type of shot. In their previous game against Team Hartwell, they've been able to navigate moving stones around guards. It's a huge skill set in an event like this.
reach. Hard curl. 11-9. Hard curl.
So Rachel just trying to get a little bit more curl out of the stone, trying to keep that shooter around. And it looks like it takes one more spin, and does it hang on? It does. Removes the yellow stone out of the forefoot, but does not remove the stone out of play. Team Skrlik has real estate across the rings and is currently sitting first and second shot. And this is the first time in a long time, Selena, that we've seen Team Skrlik really have the advantage throughout the whole entire end.
I'm trying to get
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for them. I think they still have to get the stone in a good place that Team Richards is not able to chase it out of the rings or freeze on it. So definitely a big shot for Kayla Skrlik here.
Got it, Kels.
Kayla Skrlik looking to fully bury this stone around the corner guard just thrown by Margot Fleming.
Line's fine. Room. Knife.
And put some pressure on Team Richards with
You got a knife.
3 rocks in the rings.
Got a knife.
Knife. Really hard. You're moving it. Cross. Oh. Okay. Good.
Good sweep. Sorry, that was too much ice. That's okay.
So Selena, I know we only have 2 rocks left at the end. And we probably foresee a score going up on the board this end too as well. But I'm hearing some lingo between the two teams. I'm hearing curl, and then I'm hearing knife. And are they the same thing, or are they different? And how are they different?
If we get under,
that's a great question. To my knowledge,
under here,
knifing would mean that you're
like
basically
hitting
just
it.
going for curl at that point. I don't think knifing,
we're still high.
to my knowledge, does anything for speed. It just will help the rock curl more. Whereas if you're going for curl and distance, the broom head will be more perpendicular to the rock than more vertical.
Okay.
Middle 12.
But if she comes heavy and she freezes on us, then...
So it's all in the motion of the ocean.
You got it.
I know it's kind of aggressive, but at this point we're getting forced. So, this is our best shot at 2. Here.
So Emma Yarmouth recognizing that they're probably going to be forced, checking in with Amy and Rachel at the front end, demonstrating the importance of this shot, though it is maybe a little bit aggressive. They definitely want to be shot stone.
I love this ball. Emma's gonna most likely be drawing on her second, so you may as well take full advantage and try and sneak 2 points out of it.
Tight! Hard!
So sweepers like it for weight. However, Sophie Ryerchuk is recognizing that it needs to go for line. Just wicks off the top yellow at the top of the 8-foot. Maybe a little too much speed to it, as it does roll quite deep in the rings, regardless if it's shot or not.
Sorry, I was tight.
It is accessible for Kayla Skrlik.
No, that's fine.
Shoot, sorry.
I'm a little surprised that Kayla's trying to fully chase this one out of the rings and not just trying to play the easier shot and freeze down to it.
Sorry about that.
But nonetheless, I guess if you want your opponent shooting against a couple, my only thing with that is your shooter is probably going to be left right there. So unless they're trying to move their shooter.
Sorry about that.
Right. That was my thought, I think. In my mind, I'm going, maybe she just wants Emma Yarmouth to throw against 4. Which can be daunting in itself, regardless of where those 4 are. You hear that knife call again as we have Jerry on the call and trying to get some curl by Margot. It does chip it. Both stones are removed out of play. So Team Skrlik able to hold 3 stones
Sorry, it was just
in the
all
rings,
Yeah.
sitting 3.
Sorry, Jen.
And Emma Yarmich is going to have the same shot again.
Yeah, it looks like they might have taken a little bit more ice on this one. So
That's okay.
expecting this
Wait,
one
what?
to be close.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I know.
I don't think it's going to interfere
But I don't
with
think she's
anything, but
my weight call. Like, I don't think she heard me. Yeah, I was like, this is really heavy.
Got it.
Emma Yarmich dialed in, drawing against 3, looking to score her single and at least keep this game within reach.
We're close.
Yes! Hard!
Looks pretty close.
Sweepers like it. Sophie Ryerchuk likes it. And just like that, Emma Yarmich is able to put that right on the side of the button and score her single point. There's a 4-3 lead for Team Richards. As they head into the 8th end of play, we will be back with you in just a few short moments.
This is where the focus comes into play. Look at that. Canada, say hello to your new champions.
Proudly pulling for this generation of Canadians and the next for over 40 years at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
So we are back with the 8th end of action here at the 2025 Curling Alberta Women's Provincial Championship, brought to you by Sentinel Storage. If you're viewing us live on your screens or from your devices, you have found us through Curling Alberta's YouTube page and through Curling Stadium. My name is Evan Asmussen. I'm joined by Selena Sturmey. Team Richards able to score the single against 3 shot stones from Team Skrlik in our 7th end. And again, we have an end of action. Selena, we've got some score updates from the other games.
Yeah, let me bring them to you here.
Line's good.
It looks as if
Ashes, we gotta go for weight. All of you guys,
Team
just get it
Hartwell
there.
still holds the lead,
Just get it
5-1
there.
against
Distance,
Team
please.
Martin.
Distance.
After
Distance, get
6
it there.
ends of play.
Get it there, get it there,
Team
get it there.
DeJong still has a hefty lead over Team Duncan,
5-7.
10-1. And
Do you like
Team
that?
Kaufman and Team Shannon are having a tight battle, in which Team Kaufman is leading 5-3.
So some wonderful games being displayed here at the Peter Lougheed Community Center
Roll down.
in Rimbey, Alberta.
Down,
If you want to check out some of those games, of course, they do not feature commentary from our beautiful voices, but you can head over, you can click to find a variety of games, not only in Alberta, but of course across our nation, right there in your living rooms, or from wherever you're at on the go. Just hopefully you're not watching and driving, because that is illegal. Miss Selena,
Good.
we don't get it right all the
Really
time.
good sweep, so.
When we get it wrong, we make it
7-2.
right.
Good.
Selena, we have maybe put a lot of pressure on these teams with our key matchup, but let's kind of round it back to our key matchup in Sophie Ryerchuk and Margot Fleming. Talk to us a little bit about what you see out of these two players tonight, and how is that reflected in their gameplay and the scores on the board?
I think I like.
Yeah, I think Sophie Ryerchuk has really stepped up to the plate in her new role as third. She's made a bunch of shots, a bunch of key shots, and I think Margot Fleming has also played really well this game. A few uncharacteristic misses early on in this game, but I'm sure Team Skrlik and Margot Fleming have learned from them, so I'm expecting a really, really well played game from here on out.
Ashton Skrlik with her first stone in the 8th end.
Quite big.
Looking to move some granite around at the top of the house. Rearrange some of the angles for Team Skrlik. A big call. Trying to get it to curl a little bit more. Need to chunk that guard over. Establishing 2 corner guards for herself and Team Skrlik, but unable to change the angles on that red-yellow combination.
Mid-7, mid to high.
She looks a little confused there, Selena, on that throw. What could have happened?
Yeah, to me it seems like they maybe just be battling some bad rocks is what I'm seeing. A lot of uncharacteristic misses from Team Skrlik this game, so that makes me think that there's something going on with the ice or with the rocks that they're just not quite grasping a hold of.
Whoa! Hold for line. Whoa, 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 tight. Half. Whoa. Whoa. That's okay, 7-5. I thought she was
Team
good.
Richards singing to the stone, asking it to stop. It does do its job.
Okay.
But it looks like Kayla's going to ask Ashton to maybe
Okay.
find access to that yellow stone and chisel things around.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty close. Okay.
Yeah, this will be a key shot of the end here. If it's made, the rock should be in favorable positions for Team Skrlik here.
And maybe even a key moment of the game, as Selena and I are watching and perusing through the ends to find that moment of the game that is impactful or pivotal, brought to you by Sentinel Storage. The moment of the game highlights some of our event's greatest shots or greatest moments, and that was not one of them.
We would love to hear from everybody tuning in. What do you guys think the best moment or shot of the game has been thus far?
Honestly, Selena, can I be candid for a second?
Yeah, always.
I think the moment of the game, as we watch.
Benches.
Yes! as we watch
Close.
Sophie
Top
Ryerchuk throw her stone here. Benches.
Top 12. We're really running.
I know our people, I know our fans
Top 12 tight.
on the feed, in the chat. They're going to award us that the moment of the game.
I don't think that's how that works, but
Tight. Whoa, no.
One can
I
always
think we deserve it though.
the moment of the game. We are the moment. You know. Well, one might even say that was my dog, and that is what happens when you are live streaming and commentating from your home.
6-4? Is that what she said?
And like I said, we don't get it right all the time, and when we get it wrong, we make it right. So my deepest apologies.
Ash, clean, Jer. Good shot.
And a wonderful double peel out of Margot Fleming, able to clear the red stones out of play. And get some access still to some of those stones at the top of the house. They are going to need something greater than just a double peel to be able to move some of those stones around and to count multiple points.
Better? Okay, a little bit wider this time.
Half tight.
Tight half? Yeah, we...
Curl.
No, it's fine.
Half, just half.
It's good. Half.
Just half.
Curl.
Curl.
Hard reach. Curl. Go.
It's a big scrub out of Amy Wheatcroft and Rachel Jakes, trying to get this stone
8-2.
not only for a little bit of distance, but to get it to curl a little bit more. It does not cover any of those stones at the top of the house, and an opportunity returned to Team
Just a little more max than your first.
Skrlik.
Okay. Even if we go by and clip this, it's good. Okay. No biggie.
And Margot Fleming
More sticks,
unable
just soft.
Okay, I think I just need more ice there.
to make
And we wanna be,
contact,
like,
and
right here, right?
giving a little bit of feedback back to Kayla Skrlik that
Yeah, just a
maybe
touch
she
less
needs
than
a
that.
little bit more ice on some of her
That should be it.
out-turn throws.
4.
Okay.
Just try to hit as much of the rock that I can see.
Okay.
That yellow.
Yeah, pretty good path here.
Okay.
Quick. Got it. A little down. T.
Yep, done.
Yep. T line. T. Yep. T. Coming down.
It's not bad. Still don't have a shot. The other turn?
She does have
It's,
like
I know, but it
that
over
run,
curls.
run,
Like
run,
it
but that's
over
really fucking
curls.
hard.
Do you guys like this turn?
You can take the same turn and take more ice if you want. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah,
Whatever you see.
I think better to go wide, right?
Yeah.
All right, just guard the hole.
Emma Yarmich just looking to take away Kayla's draw path here. She's just looking to put a rock in between
it's a
those
little
2 red
wider.
guards
We
and
just wanna be on center,
virtually
Like
make a draw
Oh, okay,
impossible for Kayla, forcing her to play a run back here.
maybe just a little more. Just the yellow is only. Yeah. Okay.
This is Emma Yarmich with her last stone of the 8th end.
Tight. Tight half. Whoa. Tight. Curl.
Tight.
Okay, whoa.
We're tight. Top
Sweepers
12
are
tight.
liking it so far.
Off the red?
No, straight. Straight.
Okay.
Not a bad result. Kayla Skrlik is going to be forced with
Sorry.
the decision whether
Sorry.
to thread the needle
Sorry, I
with that
didn't
draw
think
to
it
the
was that
forefoot
tight.
or to
Okay.
play a difficult run back,
No, pretty much, right?
triple run
never
back
getting-
takeout.
We're never getting 2 out of it. But nose is as close as we're gonna
the
get
red?
to 2.
I think we want to hit it a hair high.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go in like that. And then you want that to
Normal?
go.
Kayla does have
like a
quite a bit
hair
of
high.
options with this run back here.
Okay,
She can
that's
afford to hit it pretty much anywhere on that
Kinda
first
wait,
yellow,
Kayla.
or
Normal?
Yeah, okay.
could even maybe
Just like a
connect
hair
with
high,
the
eh?
red
No,
just
it's-
thrown
you
by
like
Emma
so?
Yarmich.
Yeah, like anywhere if we make contact with that yellow is good.
Okay, great.
And spin
Normal
off
high
to
is
then
not
make
bad,
contact
but
with that top
yeah.
yellow.
You got
Nose is
it.
equally good.
Yeah.
Last stone, Kayla Skrlik of the 8th end, looking to score her 1 point. Sweepers are on it right away. And looks like it is a steal of 1 for Richards. It will be 5-3 for Richards going into the 9th end of play, and we will be right back with some action for you after some words from our sponsors. Good. And we welcome you guys back to the 2025 Alberta Provincial Women's Championship presented by Sentinel Storage.
Line's good.
I do have some quick sponsors that I want to thank. First and foremost, thank you to our platinum sponsor is the Rimbey Lions Club, the town of Rimbey, Quality Inn Suites, Rimbey Implements, Anoka County, and the Little Guy Inc. Oilfield Rentals.
5'8". It's okay.
We are coming to you live during this B-qualifier game. Richards versus Skrlik.
Sorry.
Richards is up 5-3 after 8 ends of play. Skrlik does have the hammer in this 9th end. Skrlik is looking to score 2. Corner guard has gone up, and Jerry Lynn Ramsey is looking to sink one around this corner guard that she just threw.
Right here. Curl. Unless you're not.
You gotta go.
Hard. You can crawl.
Not sure if the ice is coming down a little bit, but quite a few uncharacteristic misses out of the Skrlik team thus far. Hoping that maybe they figure out the rocks and ice going into these 9th and 10th ends. Team Richards, nonetheless, has played a great game. They've really applied the pressure onto Team Skrlik throughout this game, and
it's really running.
Just a really well-curled game overall.
T, back 4. T. Curl. Just T. No. Line's good. Line's good. Whoa.
T, back 4.
Line's good. Line's really good.
Good.
Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on our Curling Alberta 50/50 raffle tickets. I still think you have a little bit of time, probably about 20 to 30 minutes here to get your last minute tickets in. The jackpot is currently growing and at $5,810. So make sure to purchase your tickets. As you can see right there, there's one of the volunteers. Thank you to them. But most of the proceeds will go to the Rimbey Curling Club to support curling at a grassroots level.
Yep.
Little big.
Back 4. Yep. Back 8. Hard.
We have Ashlyn Skrlik with her final stone here in the 9th end.
Knife.
Through.
Yeah, looks through. Knife. It's not terrible. Knife. Keep going. Knife.
Trying to knife the stone over to jiggle some of those rocks around, and it was Team Richards being able to scoop up a single point steal in our last end of play, and struggles continue for
We were just wondering.
Team Skrlik as they're trying desperately to generate a multiple point score in this 9th end.
And Emma Yarmich from Team Richards wasting no time to go up and peel those corner guards.
Oh no.
Hard so.
Hard.
7-4.
Good. Makes no mistake.
One of those fancy cross-face peels. And Kayla Skrlik taking some time to think this through.
Yeah. You got it.
Line's good.
Big eye. Just
where?
1, 2, 1.
Knife.
Evan, how important is it in these final ends of play for front end rocks to be put in good positions?
We have to remind ourselves that the scoreboard definitely dictates a lot of what's going to be played and the strategy moving forward into these last couple of ends, particularly when we see Team Skrlik down on the scoreboard. And those corner guards are not only need to be thrown in the free guard zone, but their relationship to the other rocks in the rings does become important too as well. Especially when we're looking at trying to get some errors out of our opposition. You know, Selena, it's long gone are the days where we can be laissez-faire with some of those open shots, and regardless of if the shot is deemed easier or not. There's a lot of learning that can happen out of those stones, you know, particularly when we're throwing corner guards either in the lead or second position. Those can also be pathways for our thirds and our skips when it comes to scoring additional points or for making those final shots. So, you know, we like to call ourselves guinea pigs once in a while in the front end. We try to be as precise as possible, but we try to also learn that path and everything about it so that, you know, our players at the back end who are making the final decision and throwing those final rocks can have a little bit more information and be more informed. So, long story short, regardless of if they seem complex or not, there's a lot of learning that can go around or come along with those types of shots.
Hard, guys.
And they need to be treated with respect.
Hard, Ashton. Hard, Ashton. Hard, hard, hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Hard. Okay, sweet. That's okay. 6-5.
So trying to get around the corner guard and Margot Fleming coming up short.
That's not a bad spot, Margot.
Corner freezing the yellows, and it does make a difficult double peel. That's what you were going to say.
I was also going to update us on, we have some results to the other games. So it looks like Hartwell was victorious over Team Martins, as well as De Jong over Team Duncan. So tomorrow morning, Hartwell will play De Jong in a C qualifier game, while the Shannon versus Kaufman game is still going on. The winner of that will advance to play the loser of this game that we're currently watching.
8-1.
So coming down to the wire for many of these teams, as we only have 3 qualifiers available, as our A qualifier has already been granted to Team Silvernagle with their win over Team Richards last night. Team Richards on par to be successful in this game and to rebound from their A qualifier loss with a B qualifier championship. So still lots of curling left in these remaining end in a bit, but right now it just screams Team Richards.
Otherwise we were dead. A little bit more.
So Emma looking to
yeah, no, I got that.
the hit and roll.
I was going to say that there sure is a lot of other curling going on right now.
Listen.
Definitely keeping my eye out on other provinces so I can bring you guys through. I think Ontario's playoff picture has kind of pretty much shaped up. I believe that they had the 1-2 page playoff this evening, which was Team Inglis over Team Brantwood. I believe that Armstrong. Team Inglis over Team Armstrong. Team Inglis was victorious, so they will be playing in the provincial final, I believe, on Sunday. And I believe Manitoba, BC, and Saskatchewan are just wrapping up their round robin play tonight.
Good, 10-0.
So tons of great curling across our nation, and of course some familiar names, and also maybe some new names creeping up into the rankings of these provincial playdowns, like we see here with Emma Yarmich guiding Team Richards through in this B qualifier match. And it would be wonderful to see Team Richards in some capacity, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, capture a playoff spot and really paint the landscape of curling Alberta and youth and developmental curling in our province.
I'm just wondering.
I could blank out the end.
I know that's the only other option, right?
Yeah.
Go for.
Well, she's gonna hit and roll.
Yeah, you just gotta stick around. But whatever you see. Do you want to still go for 2? I mean, it's still there, but not really there. But okay.
Like this, there's nothing here off of this, hey? Like this bounces in. Did I ever do bounce this in? We still won't be shot.
No.
But at least we'll have 2 in the rings.
Evan, what would you play here?
It's pretty tough.
Well, you
What
know,
is-
I
what
was
is your
kind
thought?
of, yeah, well, I mean, Selena, you and I both know that my skipping days are long gone, and even being in the house is far and few in between, but I was kind of looking at that yellow combination up there, and I know desperate times call for desperate measures, and
Are you going for the roll?
I saw Kayla trying to grasp at straws and hoping that there was some kind of combo of hit and roll and getting take one here and steal. But as the way it sits right now, unless you can make this long hit and roll perfect,
Roll!
Sorry, that just fell out there. My bad. Okay, Kayla.
it looks like, ooh, it's perfectly covering the button.
Alright.
$1 million.
Good throw.
It looks like if Team Skrlik wants to be victorious tonight, they are going to have to do this the hard way.
Should we try roll?
You know, Selena, I like to say
so.
that I'm the scoreboard player on my team, and I'm always watching the scoreboard. But
Let's just go no so we don't jam.
sometimes that requires you
Can't do it
to
either, really, but
take a look at what are the possibilities and try to be a little bit creative too, as well as you know, just keeping track of what could be in the longevity of the game. So I like that Kayla did take a look at that combination. It's unfortunate that it wouldn't have, you know, possessed a lot of great outcomes for her team, but it just goes to show that their mind is actively seeking ways that they can turn this around for themselves.
Yes! Yes!
It's vital here that Team Richard sticks this shot. And without fail, she does. And the reason I say that is because had that rolled out, you might have seen Kayla take a look at that guard combination at the top and try to get things rolling in. So it will be a blank attempt for Team Skrlik, I think.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think your chances of getting 2 in the 8th end is a little bit higher than steal, so definitely expecting a blank attempt out of Kayla here.
So final stone for Kayla Skrlik in the 9th end.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean out of Jerry Lynn Ramsey. Got some light brushes here. And no points are going to go up on the scoreboard, so Team Richards will take a 2-point lead into the final end of play. Team Skrlik with the hammer being 2 down. We will catch you back here after a word from our amazing partners in sport.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Play Curling Alberta's 50-50. Support grassroots curling and win big with daily draws and the Briar Final Mega Jackpot, now over $100,000 and growing. Please play responsibly.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Our 10th end of play is brought to you by our amazing local sponsors. As we take a look at our gold sponsors here, Fire and Flood, Missing Link Internet, Baytex Energy, CBI Solar, Rimbey Curling Club, New Country 95.5 and Z 98.9. Amazing community partners and members being able to put on such a wonderful event. My name is Evan Asmussen. I am joined by Selena Sturmey. It is our final night for the two of us as we sit here with you in the comfort of our homes for this B-QUALIFIER matchup. And broom slams and broom tangles as that rock is not able to make it over the hog line. Selena, it is our 2025 Curling Alberta Provincial Championship brought to you by Sentinel Storage. It has been a wonderful game so far, and we've seen that patience has been the key for Team Richards, like we talked about at the start of our game. As though they hold on to a 2-point gap, it does seem with that rock going
8-2.
just short of making the hog line that maybe this game is starting to open up for Team Richards.
That's okay. Protect. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah. Okay.
You can throw it.
No, it's up to you.
Okay.
Freeze to their top one too. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not the start that the Team Skrlik wanted for this end, but we'll see what they can do to try and manage to get 2 points out of this end.
Now, I'm not sure what happened in our commercial break, as we don't usually get the opportunity to see the first couple of rocks. Unaware of where Jerry Lynn's first stone went, but as we can see, there are only the 2 red stones in play for Team Richards, and we talked about Team Skrlik going to need to be creative, and this is one of the measures that they are taking, trying to freeze this stone by Ashton to the rock at the top of the rings, just coming up short. This is just Team Skrlik recognizing that the skill and the wheelhouse of Team Richards peeling. So they're going to have to be creative with those rocks at the top of the house.
Hard! Hard, Amy! Hard! Hard, roll so hard! Go, 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 go! Good.
So well-executed shot by Rachel Jakes, able to peel that yellow stone away, and it's just a matter of elimination for Team Richards, as 5 stones remain for Team Skrlik.
Okay, just waste some rocks. Yeah. Nice shot, Ashton. Guard again.
So there are options, Selena,
waste some rocks and then
but Team Skrlik is going to have to as they say, waste a few stones before they can implement some of their plan here.
Yeah, I don't mind this call right now. I think what I would be doing is just trying to put that stone up near the center line, but in slightly different positions, in hopes that Team Richards misses a peel, lands up as a corner guard that then I'm able to use.
It has to stay high. It has to.
Can I stop?
Yep, stop.
If no peels are missed, I think Team Skrlik's only shot is to loop the works, kind of back four behind both of those reds.
Jerry.
Sophie Ryerchuk with her first stone here in the last end of play. Now that is assuming we don't go to an extra end.
Clean. Good.
And just like that, she's able to remove the yellow stone.
7-9. Yeah. Good sweep, guys.
Okay. Let her know how it is. I think so too. Okay. Okay. If it comes down and we freeze to the top one, it's not the end of the world, but try to back four.
If it comes down, what does that mean, Evan? What are they kind of talking about there? We're worried about there.
Yep, a little tight. But
Wow, you caught me on the spot.
Whoa,
I think they're just
heavy.
recognizing that that the path is maybe getting a little bit heavier. Especially during the slide path too, as well as those rocks are going deep into the rings. It's closer to the hack, and so we see a little bit more wear and a little bit more lack of pebble in those paths coming out of the hack just closest to the bottom of the rings. And there is a tendency for those stones to slow down in that path.
Like it's popping out.
Double, like.
And it does slow down for Margot, but unfortunately it is wide open on the right-hand side as we see it.
But then we're trading backing.
Okay, yeah, I just want to hit and roll out.
Well, it's not necessarily.
So what kind of weight do you guys like?
Bump?
Can you get it with easy? I'm thinking bump. Okay.
It's a good conversation that Team Richards had there, just discussing what kind of weight call is the most appropriate for this shot, keeping in mind that their objective is to remove that rock, but also remove their shooter so it's not usable for Team Skrlik.
Bumps. Clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep.
Down.
Yes.
Hack. Hack. Hard.
Sophie Ryerchuk with her final stone in the 10th end, looking to help her team qualify in this B qualifying championship. Over curls and rearranges those stones and leaves a little bit of a nest and maybe even leaves yellow shot stone. It's tough to say, but I think the rearrangement of those rocks now definitely put the advantage back to.
There's options.
I'm not going to say advantage. I guess a glimmer of hope back in Team Skrlik's eyes.
I know. Do we have freeze
Yeah,
to
I think
that
this
red
is
one,
the window of opportunity that Team Skrlik was looking for. So I think they're going to have a good team discussion on where the optimal place for this rock is right now.
The worst.
Yeah.
T-line.
So Team Richards has still some options. They've got the rock along the center line that has direct pathway to the button area, and then they've got a short run on that top 8-foot stone. So a missed shot, but opportunities still left for Team Richards.
Line.
Team Skrlik really needs a good draw right at this moment.
Whoa. We passed it. Okay. 4-1.
So Margot Fleming coming just a little bit heavy and a little bit deep. You can see in her body language she's quite frustrated with the outcome of both of her shots this end. It definitely does help us make a greater decision on our end that it is the Skrlik stone just sitting one
You guys like just
at this time
Yeah, do you guys like just
after
soft
bumping
nose
that
with
yellow
peel?
rock just a little bit further
You like
back.
that, Amy?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like it's late enough in the end that you could
I think that's close.
maybe just freeze that back yellow one.
Yep.
Time.
Oh, time.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
So, though we can't see it, I'm assuming Jessica Amundsen throwing up the timeout signal from her position on the bench.
How are they getting to?
Jessica Amundsen, formerly known as Jessica Mayer, an accomplished curler in her own right, sitting behind the bench for Team Richards.
Yeah. But she always, yeah, she has that, but then.
And a conversation indeed. Let's listen in.
So we were running. That's what I was wondering. Okay, yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, you like draw? Come back with you. Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know your draw, right?
Right here. I think
you err on me here. A little open.
Okay, yeah. I think we gotta go wide though, like here. For a draw, I'd probably take there. Do you think there?
Yeah.
I think that's probably close.
Okay.
Maybe a little. Okay.
So Coach Jessica Amundsen coming out, and I think the team knew from her cue which tangent she was going to explore. But offering up the draw as the alternative to running the stone back. Selena, you were mentioning you liked this shot here.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit more about. Emma Yarmich with her first stone here in the 10th end, looking to make a precise draw and take the wind out of Team Skrlik's sails.
We're tight. Tight! It's really down! Oh my gosh.
So Sweeper is recognizing that it's light, not able to carry it any further, and establishing another guard there
That's okay.
along the center line.
Yeah. Your line was perfect though. Yeah.
Makes us wonder if we're losing a little bit of our ice this late in the day and this late in the game.
Yeah. Sorry. I was late.
Yeah, we can always be wide. It's okay.
From our players that the ice is slowly starting to fudge or sludge, recognizing that the pebble is come to its end and the running surface for those stones is depleted and making it more difficult for them to be carried into the rings with the sweeping.
All you! It's fine! All you!
This rock is quite a bit wider than Emma Yarmich's draw, but I'm sure it will find a way to get buried here.
We're not. Sorry.
So she doesn't necessarily get buried, but she does find herself at the back of the forefoot, sitting first and second shot. And
Do you guys like Frozen?
Emma Yarmich is now going to have to be very precise with her final
I think
stone
you have
after
to- is
just
there a
missing her
pocket?
first one.
No, there's not a pocket. You guys can come see if you want. Yeah, we have time. We have lots of time.
I really like that from Team Richards, calling the sweepers down to take a look at how the rocks are positioned in the house, just so that they know exactly how to manage that rock down.
For ice,
That's quite
like-
obvious that the draw is the the shot to be called, but
Like there?
just having a really good conversation and including all members of the team
I don't know if you really
to make this last shot a good team shot.
Or same ice, more weight.
Yeah. Because it's better to. What is it better to air on the higher or lower side?
Like we have to get to the inside of it no matter what. Yeah.
So take same ice, I think.
But we have to be on the inside of it. Yeah.
Or if you want to take more, just in case, you can curl it in.
I think close to same. I think that's close. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So decision made for Team Richards and Emma Yarmich as
Especially this wide.
she prepares to throw her final stone, facing 2 Skrlik rocks at the back of the forefoot.
Okay.
Skrlik, as of right now, has the tying point to take this game into an extra end.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
But Emma Yarmich will be looking to change all of that right now.
Yeah, and you know, it's
I
probably.
didn't kick out hard enough, so.
Yeah, it's probably not far off from your low fives that you've had.
Okay. Yeah, just better weight.
Yeah.
Weight's good. Maybe her up.
Last stone is underway by Emma Yarmich
Close.
here. Sweepers like it.
Back 4.
So they love the weight call, but they're not sure about the line, and it does not curl. And it will be an open draw for 3 for Team Skrlik. And what a turn of events for Team Richards and Emma Yarmich as they worked so hard all game to hold and maintain that 2-point lead, and
This'll be good.
with some difficult and tricky ice conditions occurring here in the 10th end, some trickery about to unfold,
Okay.
We can always.
They have polished it up a bit.
and
but
you
yeah,
can
same weight.
see
Yeah.
the 2 sweepers on the side that
Yeah, I think same weight's good.
a
Though.
well-played game might just not work in their favor. So Kayla Skrlik with her final stone in end number 10, looking to draw and recreate the same throw she just threw a moment before.
Okay. Clean. We're on. We have. It's good. Mine's green.
Jerry Lynn recognizing they do have a little bit of backing.
Curl.
As we come into the rings, we get the overhead view here. It does chip. Ooh, and she holds on to a piece of the forefoot, and in a wild twist and turn of events, Team Skrlik able to pull out a 3-ender in our final end of play.
Oh my
and
God.
secure a 6-5 win over Team Richards and qualify in the B-QUALIFIER. We will have Team Richards drop down to the C to face off again for a qualifying spot, see if they can find their way into the playoffs. It will be Team Skrlik moving forward into our 1-2 playoff game against Team Silvernagle. Friends, families, folks, patrons of curling, we have had a marvelous day here in Rimbey. A little bit of pep in their step, as now they get to go and do a little bit of polka dancing or whatever it might be to the band tonight.
Yeah.
And Team Richards will go back to the drawing board, hoping to find success in the C qualifier. Selena, our moment of the game, through all adversity and through all turmoil, to be able to draw for an extra point when the conditions got tough and when the pressure surmounted, the whole Team Skrlik will be taking away the key moment of the game tonight and finding their groove with one final stone. Team Skrlik, congratulations. You have the team moment of the game presented by Sentinel Storage. Selena, it has been marvelous working with you over these last couple of draws. We find ourselves on our couches. I have norovirus laying on my floor. You've been patient with me our friends and families at home don't know, but Selena has been navigating my intermittent breaks, and it's never a dull moment on our side and never a dull moment here in Rimbey. And so, my friends, until next time, be well and continue to enjoy the game of curling and keep bringing curling into your homes. Stay safe, everybody, and have a lovely evening. Rory, take it away.
You need close to home. For a free estimate, visit sentinel.ca.
Play Curling Alberta's 50-50. Support grassroots curling and win big with daily draws and the Briar Final Mega Jackpot, now over $100,000 and growing. Please play responsibly.